different to a wolf. The wolf has a nice long thin nose, so whereas coyote has that classic cinematic howl. They have a lot of barks, a lot of yips, and it's quite a confusing sound. It sounds like there's 20 coyotes in there. On our howl nights we often ask, guys, how many coyotes do you think we have? The most common answer is 6. We only ever have 2. So it's a defensive thing. It's a lot scarier to think that there's 6 coyotes. I'm not going to bother 6 coyotes. There's 1 coyote, I might not bother. So it works. It's a defensive thing. That works. Can you come back to the probably be in the main enclosure, or else maybe one of our bigger wolves might be as well. So maybe keep all of our enclosures. These guys are 2.5 years old. They're born here at the park. It's a really cool story. Dharma came first up an island in the middle of the lake. He was a den, and when it was time for us to go get the cookies, our smallest staff member rowed out in a little rowing boat. Dharma was on our boat, and we were like, silly. So when a pack slowly separates or moves off, sometimes the kids grow up and say, Mom, I'm moving out. So they'll naturally move on. Sometimes the rest of the pack, like Marian's case, die off. She can't be put in with wolves that she does not know. So she's on her own. However, she does get a lot of entertainment from these guys. You can see her watching them. She also gets to interact with us humans, which she likes to do. So that's enough for her. She's not lonely. And she loves watching the other wolves and making sure that they're not doing anything they shouldn't do.
I know.
An unvaccinated dog will affect the wolf. So vaccinated dogs can carry diseases into a new area, but won't be affected by them because they're vaccinated. In the wild, there's no vaccinations, there's no vet. If a wolf gets injured or is sick, they're gone. One injury to the leg can make them gone. There's no hope for them. Our wolves, again, socialise. Remember I was saying we feed them hot dogs through the fence? Every morning, every evening, I go out, or one of the staff goes, in 5 months, which is 6 months off the world record of oldest wolf ever recorded. In other zoos and facilities, the average can range between 11 to 15 years. That's because a lot of times in zoos, the wolves are not socialised to humans. They could be scared, they could be stressed, and that does take a toll on their lifespan. So we're very proud of our wolves' long living lives and healthy lives. He's on his own right now is because there is people going in to visit the wolves. Wolfgang isn't too fond of new people. He can meet new people, it's all okay. It's just a little bit safer to have Dharma and Wotan in there. They're very friendly.
Is Wotan allowed to live? Or because he's not alpha, he's not alpha?
He did sneakily make with Dharma. He didn't actually know who the father was, so we have to do a paternity test. But yeah, if Wolfgang was to come across, he'd get in trouble. But usually,
And how do you tell they're alpha?
just their behaviour.
Okay, they're so physical.
They can be, but it's quite rare. Yeah, it's like humans. You know the people who are very self-confident. Just his posture. His tail is up slightly. That's just a sign of him. When you see him beside his brother, his tail will always be a little bit higher. And he'll give out, or you guys will say give out, he'll squash his brother for doing anything he doesn't approve of. He won't let him do anything. So it's just... your dog, your wolf, and all other canines can move their wrists like this for running. Grey fox can move their wrists like this. They can also, as you can see over there, I'm pointing with my foot. They've been a lot of fun. When we first got them, we said, okay, let's research these guys. Let's look up all the literature, find out what they eat, find out how long they live, find out everything. We looked it up, there was nothing. These guys have not been studied very well. So it's been an experiment on itself. We figured out that these guys get all their protein during the summer from insects. They like crickets, mealworms, anything they can find. They're not super keen on meat. During the winter, they feed on meat itself for protein. protein. So they like chicken, they like rabbits. We get a lot of roadkill squirrels. If you see a roadkill squirrel and it looks fresh, you can bring it over, we'll take it. Anything we can find on the road, pretty much. Anything small. We have chipmunks, we fed them. Our staff members are gross in that they'll probably have a dead chipmunk in their car a lot of the times.
Can they hunt by themselves? Let's say you put it on every day.
Yeah, they could. However, it would be totally unethical to put a live animal in because it can't escape. If you're interested in learning more about how to meet our animals, you can ask in the shop about becoming a sponsor, which allows you to meet the animals up to 12 times a year, going wolves or which animal, or the foxes, whatever you choose. And if you have any questions at all, just ask me and I'll try and answer them. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
So there is no, it's only grey foxes here.
Here, yeah, we did have red foxes. However, they've all passed on. We had 4 red foxes, but they passed on. Ember passed on last month. They reached the age of 14, which is a really good age.
Privately owned.
We don't. I believe I was reading the other day, and a paper written in, was it 89 from the park, and they said that within the past 8 years they've been offered 286 privately owned wolf hybrids, and some people have bought them thinking they're really cool and then cannot handle them.
So very old, they're kind of a living fossil. This is what canines used to look like before they came down out of the trees and got bigger, started hunting larger game, and moved north. And in response to moving north and hunting larger game, they became much larger. But these guys are much older than any of the canines. So they're older than wolves, they're older than coyotes, they're older than what predates wolves, which were called dire wolves. So very, very old species. See, they're called gray foxes because of the gray color along their back. They've also got some red highlights behind their ears, on their feet, and a little bit on their sides. One way to tell the difference between a red fox and a gray fox. So red fox is what you probably see at home or in the fields. They are characterized by that classic orange, fire red color. They tend to live in fields. They hunt mice. These guys tend to live in forests. They tend to be insectivores, and they're also omnivorous, so they eat whatever. An easy way to tell them apart